Size and the age of the universe. This is my topic today. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. No worries. Yeah. So this is the presentation is from an article published with the Back to Godhead magazine and is printed in their March-April issue of this year.
You wrote it?
Yes. How large is the universe and how old is it? These centuries-old questions are among the top compelling questions that fascinate human beings and carries implications for science, philosophy, religion alike. Equipped with the state-of-the-art telescopes and computers, astronomers today estimate that the universe is about 13.7 billion years old and has a diameter of about 93 billion light years. The Bhagavatam gives different answers. In Canto 3, Chapter 11, sage Maitreya told Vidura that the universe, which looks to Mahā-Viṣṇu like a paramāṇu, the material manifestation's ultimate particle, has a diameter of 500 million yojanas, which is translated by Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam as 4 billion miles. The age of the universe in the Bhagavatam context can be derived from the age of Lord Brahmā. In chapter 11, it is said that Lord Brahmā has lived 50 Brahma years and is currently in the first day of his 51st year. We also know that 1 day and 1 night for Lord Brahmā is about 8.6 billion years for human beings. So we can derive that the age of the universe is about 155 trillion years. The disagreements are obvious. For the size of the universe, the astronomers' estimation is over 10 to the power of 14 times larger than the Bhagavatam statement. And for the age of the universe, the astronomers' estimation is over 10,000 times smaller than the Bhagavatam's statement. There may be a number of ways to shed light on this apparent disagreements. What I will offer here is based on a perspective about a distinction between the universe seen through telescopes and computers and the universe that are described in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The universe discussed in today's astronomy forum is called the observable universe. Basically, this is a region comprising everything that an observer on Earth can see at present when look out into space. To estimate parameters such as age and distance, astronomers collect and analyze a variety of signals, such as visible light, X-rays, radio waves, gravitational waves, that are emitted from the source objects, such as stars and galaxies. Since it takes time for these signals to travel from their source to an observer, The image of stars and galaxies we see at present is a picture of them in the past, which consists of signals that were emitted from them long ago and is just reaching us right now. Meanwhile, the current whereabouts of these stars and galaxies is unknown to the observer. For an interesting example, since it takes 8.3 minutes for the sunlight to reach Earth, the sun we see at present is how the sun looks like 8.3 minutes ago. If the sun vanishes at the moment, we would not be aware until 8.3 minutes later, when the sunlight disappeared before our eyes. For this observable universe, its age is regarded as the time elapsed since the universe expanded from an initial state of high density and temperature, the Big Bang. And this age can be estimated by different approaches. One approach is to relate it to the oldest observable stars. And another approach is to estimate the expansion rate of the universe and use that rate to extrapolate the time it takes for the universe to expand from its initial state to the current state. What about the size? The size of the observable universe can be estimated based on the light, the maximum distance that light can travel over its age. Also, we will take into consideration the expansion rate of the universe. Consider that we just said the universe is about 13.7 billion years old. Given that signals cannot travel over time and space faster than the light in vacuum, the maximum observable distance for us in any directions would be 13.7 billion light years. Is that the radius of the observable universe? Now remember that the universe is also said to be expanding. So distant object would have been moving further away from us since the time they emitted the signals that are just reaching us right now. So the radius of the universe is estimated as 47 billion light years. Going back to the Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam, the universe described in the Bhagavatam is not made of images from the past. In Canto 5, chapter 16 to 26, Shukadeva Goswami gives a panoramic view of the universe, which includes the horizontal and vertical structure, the orbital movements of stars and planets, also the inhabitants in different regions of the universe. However, such a panoramic view is not attainable by astronomers with the current observation technology, because most of the celestial objects are separated from us by a considerable distance in time and space. To attain such a panoramic view, astronomers need to see the universe at present rather than the universe in the past. And this would require instantaneous, faster than light communications between the observer and the observed objects. So in this regard, since the universe seen through telescopes and computers and the universe described in the Bhagavatam are not the same, it is not surprising that they give different measurements. Maybe someday observation technology could be advanced and astronomers could gain a better view of the universe. Still, with the sensory and intellectual power given to them, what they can observe is limited. Except for those who create and maintain the universe, and those who learn from them, who would be able to know the universe in full scale? In astronomy, the universe is regarded as a physical object to be measured by equations and parameters. In the conversation between Shukadeva Goswami and Maharaja Parikshit, the universe is the gigantic universal form of the Supreme on which all living entities repose. In his inquiry, Maharaja Parikshit expresses, when the mind is fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his external feature made of the material modes of nature, the gross universal form, it is brought to the platform of pure goodness. In that transcendental position, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, who, in his subtler form, is self-effulgent and beyond the modes of nature. O my Lord, please describe vividly how that form, which covers the entire universe, is perceived. In astronomy, it is said, when one looks out in space, one looks back in time. The farther one sees, the more one looks into the distant past. With the telescope of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, this statement can be rephrased. When one looks out in space, one looks at the Supreme. The more one studies, the more likely one's devotional love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead increases. Thank you very much. That's the end.
We have time for questions.
Yes, thank you for your presentations. I enjoyed your articles in Fact that Godhead magazine. How did you come upon this idea that you expressed today, that we can't really measure the universe?
How do I come up with this idea, or how do I understand this idea? Good question.
Yeah, the question is, how did you arrive at this conclusion?
Okay.
That we can't measure accurately the size or the age of the universe?
Sure, thank you. So I think it's really related to this fact that a common sense in astronomy is basically about understand what we're actually seeing in terms of making astronomical observation. It's not that a very concrete object that you are seeing, but it's something like a past history. And also it's related to this simple fact that it takes 8.3 minutes for the sunlight to reach Earth, and you understand that the sun you're seeing now is actually a picture of them in the past. And in the same way, you can understand, so this universe is something we observed by us. It's not actually the universe that can be observed by a larger entity that are more intellectual and powerful than us.